and welcome to another episode of Schiffbauer Over Rocks. Got a dear friend of mine, Zac, formerly known as the Karaoke Kid. It's a good buddy of mine. It's in York. It's like, we were talking about like, hey, you want to hop on the pod? He's like, yeah, motherfucker, I want to hop on.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do it. How did we meet? Because I always love, this is a good intro for like,
How did we meet?
more like an interest piece.
We definitely met, probably, if I had to guess, was a Wednesday night taco night
A Waterway.
at Waterway, for sure.
Back in the day, like
Back in the-
years
it's
ago.
circa 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, before
So
COVID.
that, I've been out of the game since like 2020. So anytime before like 2015 and 2020 is where I was at hosting karaoke back then, man. So that's how we met. You could just come in and just be like, "Hey, I want to do the most ornery fucking rap song that I can find, and do it as white and as squeaky as I possibly can. Just make
At
everybody at what."
And you're like, say no more.
I was like, "I got you.
Say less, brother.
I got you, dude. I got you."
So fucking funny.
Thanks for having me on, man. I'm glad to finally be here. We've been talking about this for years.
Oh, really 2 or 3 since I've really started this back up. You're like, I want to come on. I'm like, dude,
Let's get it.
let's come on. Let's fucking shoot the shit. Talk about how we know each other. Give some people perspective. And let's just have fun more importantly than anything.
Tell some tall tales.
So what's your biggest tall tale when you owned a business in York, the Karaoke Kid?
I
Give us a fun story.
Sure. I did not own the business, first of all. I did not. I worked for.
Shout out to Pete.
Shout out to Pete Hassa for giving me a
I'm
chance.
going to message him actually this weekend after this.
Shout out to Pete Hassa for giving me a chance on that. I met Pete, if I can just rewind this to how I even got involved in this shit.
Please.
I was in college. I was living at my mom's house. I was spending a lot of time at the old Glad Crab in Dallastown. And at the time, I would just be there. I worked there for a little while under their old management, and I'd just basically be there like on Sundays to open up, clean the bar, do all this other stuff. I helped out in the kitchen. I was
Bar back, but you're almost like the bar
I was kind
bitch.
of bar backing, but I was working part time at Giant. Like I was like,
Yeah.
That's where I worked like at that time. But it was like on the weekends, it was like get some extra money, and I would steam crabs for them and stuff. But then by night, I would just go sit and I'd be playing pool all night while karaoke night was happening. And every now and then I'm drunk. In between pool games, I go sing some songs. And eventually Pete was like, at that time I was probably like I'd go like sing some Sinatra or like some Elvis.
Well,
or
you
some
actually
shit.
can sing though.
Well, I that was what I did in school.
Like
from
low
the time.
key, we might get violated for rights. I'm not gonna ask you to sing on camera. But like this motherfucker can sing.
We'll
believe it
set
or
up.
not,
We'll set up.
ladies
We'll
and
set up an
gentlemen.
event.
He's the kind of guy when you go to karaoke night, he's like, all right, I'll do a song in between. And he'll do it. And you're like, wait, that sounds just like Frank Sinatra. Low key, you're like not even trying. You'd be like, yep, I'll do this right now.
I'm just a good mimic, and that's how I got into singing in the first place. Like, was just I would sing songs at home. I would sing songs with my parents, like all this other stuff, and then eventually got into chorus and choir. It was like all through high school, I was in concert choir. I was involved.
You were a
in, like,
theater kid
I wasn't a theater kid per se.
Okay.
I was like I was a kid that liked singing, so I'd be in like choir and stuff. I was involved in musical and stuff, but I wasn't in cast in my high school. Like we had a pretty good musical program at Red Lion when I was there, and I didn't get into cast until I was like a senior. So I was working on crew. I was like running spotlights
Gotcha.
and props and stuff like that.
Okay.
But then eventually I was like, I'm gonna get in there. But I was also in choir, concert choir, show choir, that type of stuff. Show choir, maybe I don't remember, but that was
alright.
2008. It's been a long
Years
time.
ago.
It's been a long time
Ladies and
since
gentlemen.
then. But then yeah, so Pete found me the one time. And he just came up to me after I was singing one day. He was like, "Hey man, you have a great voice, and it seems like you have a good way with people. Do you want a job?" I'm like, "All right, fine." So start stacking that on
Dude,
a
it's
couple nights
funny
a
how
week.
that works out. Because I met
wild.
you, and you told me that old Pete owns a business. Mm-hmm. That's how I met you. Like I thought you owned it. Like no, it's Pete at the time.
Yeah, he was my Mr. Miyagi. For then he had in like getting that Karaoke Kid business, he had his own Mr. Miyagi before that, and like it was that, and we were We were going. We were.
You guys were killing it.
We were going gangbusters, man. We were all over the goddamn place.
If I don't know, some people watch this outside of York. York's a very small city, but like Zach and Pete, every other night they were somewhere in York County. Point blank.
There were nights. There was a stretch there that I was working karaoke 7 nights a week.
I remember you told me that
on top of a full-time job. Like I was going.
It got intense in a good way.
It did, and then it got in a bad way. Just as I was burnt out, but it was just.
We'll talk about that.
Well, I mean, just physically, it was like the job that I was working during the day. I was like delivering nails. I was chucking around in all weather conditions, a couple 1,000 pounds of nails off the back of a truck. Go home, take a nap, maybe eat, and then just go out and work out in the bar till like 2 in the morning.
It's a whole different lifestyle.
It's wild, man.
And we talked off camera. General, just like I come from like a bar background. Mm-hmm. It wears on you. Mm-hmm. It wears on you. How I knew you, but like you fucking killed it every time popping up.
I definitely had some bad shows, but
people probably don't know that though. You probably thought you're like, oh, I had a bad fucking gig or a bad fucking show.
Well, the bad gigs were the places that we were just going to, like the random ones that like that weren't really established. Mm. The new stuff, the one-offs, like that type of stuff, all came into that, and it was kind of strange because sometimes it's like, hey, they're just looking to book us. Here's a paycheck this day. Let's try to make this work, and we did, and we turned a lot of those out. Like, and some of those were really hard to turn out. It's like some people are just not feeling it. It was like,
oh, there's been nights where I remember like Waterway back in the day. R.I.P. Waterway.
R.I.P. dog. Like Waterway.
Because that's how I met you. You're doing like the Wednesdays there.
Yeah, we get wild at Waterway, man. At that time, I was working Waterway, Falloons, and Permane Brothers. And so I had like 3 a week at that point.
Pete and then Nikki were doing additional nights.
Pete and Nikki were doing additional nights, yeah.
So outside of just Zach, like it was a full-time business, like you said, 7 nights a week, legitimately.
Yeah, split between 3 of us. So it was like it was wild, man. Like we were all over the place, and it wasn't even just in York. It was like because I was hosting at Permane's in like Hershey. We were doing. I think they were also doing the Permane's in Lancaster
at the time.
Yeah, so they were like we were like all over the place, and it was going gangbusters. We had a great following, and it's like people would come follow us various places. But then there's also a bunch of weirdos that follow you various places too.
Dude, that's a karaoke vibe though,
bro.
You can say it better than me. We don't have to get into it, but it's like people are just like they're karaoke people.
Yeah,
who show up.
There's people that was like. Here's the thing: it's like a lot of the people that are most insecure about what they're doing for karaoke is like are by and large not to a man, but like by and large like some of the most talented singers that I've like come across, like just in my interactions doing this stuff is like a lot of the people, some of the most humble people about it is like they're more anxious about it than somebody who's like, this is my time to get a fucking record deal, and I'm going to do this at this bar tonight. And I'm just like, I ain't got no money. Like, I ain't got no money. I'm not going to sign you for shit.
It's almost like...
It's like, if you go to a karaoke night thinking you're going to get signed, don't do that. Don't put them on that. They're just trying to have the bar have a good night. So please just, like, let them live their life, sing your song, and move on. And
chill
don't
out
be
with
a
Billy
dick
Joel.
to everybody. Billy Joel's fine. Like, if you want to sing Billy Joel, it was like...
I like Billy Joel, but like...
I would find that some of the people that were the most confident about was like, I'm fucking killing this shit. It's just like, and the people that are just like, can I get one in here? Just like, wah! And they just go and belt it, and you're like crying, like you're just like, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
I've heard it like firsthand, like as a guest. What are your karaoke nights? It's just like someone goes up, they sing like a Billy Joel, like Honesty. It's like. That's the most beautiful rendition I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, that was one of the things that...
crazy.
We would play fun games because, like, when I was getting onboarded to the process initially, or, like, just kind of how we did it, just because we had a good play off each other on a microphone and, like, in terms of, like, running shit around, running drinks, getting people involved. Pete and I worked tag team for a long time on that. Like, we'd both be hosting at the same time. One of the things that we would do... one of the things we would do when it was slow was, like... we would do what we called a karaoke rock block. If somebody pulled up a certain artist that we both liked, it was like, because we're both music heads, like I'm into like all kinds of music.
Yeah, no.
So it's just, so what we would do is it was like pick an artist, and like every now it was like rock block. I'm like, what? It was like somebody sings like an Elton John song or something like that. It's just like you pick an Elton John song, you pick an Elton John song. So whatever artist was, Police was like. So we had it like all over. We had it all over the place. It was like you have to pick this, and if you don't know it, you don't know it. So we'll find another one to do. But that was one of the most fun things to do. It's like it's a karaoke rock block.
We're singing Tiny Dancer. I'm Still Standing.
Tiny Dancer? No.
In a row.
No. Actually, no. Pete would probably go Tiny Dancer. I would always go Crocodile Rock for Elton John.
Favorite songs, though, looking back on it.
My favorite songs, some of my go-tos. I was like, I have a go-to for like kind of every vibe, but the ones that I would always go for is like the big banger. You already know is that I do Welcome to Jamrock and stuff like that, and that just freaks everybody's bean.
People were like, because motherfuckers, listen to this right now. He was singing. People like thought he was fucking David Marley, like "Welcome to Jamrock," blah 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 blah. But like to a T, you thought like one of the Marleys were in the room.
No, I do very well at that for a weird skinny white dude from Red Lion.
No, that's
and
what I'm saying.
just, like that was it was the shock value of it that was
Correct.
good. It's like, and I know I do it well because I've done that. I like know all the words of that song, and I've done that for a long time. It was just always like, hey, seems kind of slow in here. Let me do some weird shit to freak everybody out.
Welcome to Jamrock.
Welcome to Jamrock, and just like every like the place goes fucking crazy.
Like mine was like, "I Want to Love You, Fuck You" by like Akon.
Oh my god!
Back in the day,
you would just go do all the fucking
anything Akon. Back in the day,
you go do all the Akon like T-Pain shit.
And
like
people
you just want to play. You're just out there singing club songs. It's like, hey. No, I don't even know how to properly describe it.
Because I went up there as a white boy on stage, or like,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like you have a mixed audience, which was fine, great. But looking at me like, what? Zach's announcing right now, karaoke, like, and here's Paul singing "Smack That."
Smack that.
And I was saying
for
word for
fuck's
word,
sake,
and everyone was
smack
like
that.
sold on it. It was fun. That's why I love karaoke.
It was so much fun. But some people just that was one of the things that made it hard though. Is some people take that shit so serious, and I'm just like, dude, we're just here to have a good time.
Exactly.
We're just here to have a good fucking time. Enjoy yourself. Don't be a dick to people, and certainly don't be a dick to your DJ when you it's like, why am I not up yet? I was like, I'm trying to work a rotation here. Like these people haven't gone yet. It's
like,
busy.
It's not open mic, but it's
Exactly.
speaking of open mics. You dabbled in music. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Well, that's what I always really liked. I had a lot of friends that are really talented musicians in their own rights, and it was like, I've always been a good singer, but I mean, I dabble in like guitar, bass, drums, that type of stuff. I can play a tune, I can make something up, and we can figure it out. But all the stuff that is like that I can actually really seriously contribute was vocals. I can play harmonica pretty well, but other than that, it's just like I had a lot of really talented musicians
I've actually
around
heard
me.
you play harmonica before. It was pretty fucking good. Once I've heard you whipped it out of Waterway one night. I'm pretty sure.
I forgot you told me to bring it one night. I think
It was
I was like,
fucking
I told you
insane,
I'd
bro.
do it.
And you did it. It was like insane.
But
Played it like straight out like the fucking like a Coen Brothers movie.
so it seems like self-deprecating, but I'm just like I just know the scale of like the people that I know that are musicians that know what they're doing, know what they're talking about, know how to work that instrument. It's like I can make good sounds come out of it, but I don't know that like it's a part of my body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's easier when it's a part of your body when it's actually a part of your body. But and that's just what it translates for me. But I used to go to, that was one of my favorite spots to go open mic night at the Depot back in the day, man. Before
Way
it became a 18 and over club.
Yeah.
Like whatever, when that was like fucking.
Well, the Depot way back in the day.
I don't want to give any disrespect to like Skid Row Garage and stuff like that because I was not there at the back of the day. But like Depot was kind of like a CBGB's of York City.
I know.
And then if
I
Depot
had a former guest on Charlie. He told me the same thing.
if Depot CBGB's, I don't even know what Skid Row Garage. Skid Row Garage was just like, I don't even know what to call that. You can cut that out. I don't know. I can't speak on Skid Row Garage because I've not been, but it was just like a garage where people fucking go. It's most punk rock shit you can go find around. But but that was a cool thing. And also at the time, you get it was half price. It was half price liquor drink pitchers. At that fucking
disgusting.
place on Thursday night. Oh man, I'm drinking a couple pitchers of Jack and Coke. That's how I met Ralph Reel. That's how I met like Andrew Naylor.
Shout out to Ralph Reel, alumni.
Naylor. Shout out to Ralph Reel. Ralph Reel, I love you, dog, man, and thank you for letting me.
He's one of my favorite motherfuckers I've met in New York outside you.
I met him. I'd be fucking drunk, and like everybody know, I go sing with like random bands, friends of mine that would go do sets, and then I'm just like Naylor would just let me go up and play with him, and
Ralph's like Naylor's jam.
Yeah.
I bet.
Ralph and Naylor's jam, we would go do that. And then when they're doing that, like halfway through like the intermission, they'd let me, I would freestyle rap back then. I can't do that shit anymore. But I'd just be fucked up and I'd just be singing. I'd make up lyrics on the fly. So much of that shit I should have recorded back in the day. And 40's just sitting there just mixing it back behind the sound box back then. Shout out to all you guys. I miss you and I love you.
Ralph's a great dude.
Yeah.
Had on the podcast previously. Been hanging with him more frequently. Great guy.
No.
Looking back on it, dude, like a little removed from it, what do you enjoy the most out of that business? That's how I met you. That's why like I wanted to lead into it. It's just like, what did you get out of it first and foremost outside like payment?
My vocal chops were just so good back then.
No, you fucking kill it every time you fucking
I've
sing.
been out of it though, but that's one of those things is like when you're singing like that, it's like working out a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and I still like enjoy going and singing, and I, sing in the shower, in the car, around the house, whatever. Like I was still playing my guitars, but it's not the same. When you get together with some of your friends that are really talented musicians, it's fun to do that. But it's like, I'm just not working the muscles out enough right now. It's like, because I would go try to hit something that I can hit.
A couple times a week.
What's that?
Yeah, a couple times a week.
A couple times a week. I was doing it 7. And if you have at least 3 when you're singing through like sickness or whatever the fuck else you got to do, you have a strong push. Mm-hmm. Like you have better control of your diaphragm. You have better control of your neck, because a lot of people try to sing out of their neck. You're like, that's why you strain real hard and it's so difficult, and you can tear your vocal cords up. One of the things that I always found was just the longevity of like how many days a week I was working. I was like, even if you're working 3 days a week, I'm working at least like 5 hours a night those 3 days doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not singing the whole 5 hours, but I'm singing a lot of it.
Well, I know, because I've been there.
So that's just my weekly. That's just my 3 time a week workouts, and then I'm here and I can hit these high notes and I can project and I can push
John like to every fucking chord.
But that's what got me in the first place, like in the singing. Like I'm a good mimic. My mom always still gives me shit. She's like, "You're like one of those kids. You go listen to a song, and if you like it, you go listen to it a bunch of times." It's like you'd have half the lyrics after your first time through it, and then I was just like, "That's how I learned songs. That's how I learned karaoke songs in various veins." Is I just sit and I obsessively listen to that song, and I try to learn every lyric, and then I have the melody in my head.
That's how my brain works.
Because I mean, I can read music. I can tell you what a note on a page is. I couldn't just give you a G. I can't just go, that's a G. Like I don't have that. But if I listen to how it's sung over and over again, that's how I learned how to do it, how it was done in the way that I learned it. So that's how I got to be a good mimic. So I could do all those different styles, and it sounds like
I like how you say mimic.
Actually, you're doing the shit.
You're like downplaying yourself. Like you're a great singer.
Well, I appreciate that. Mimic. I appreciate that, but when you're doing that stuff for karaoke and it sounds just like the same thing that it was, like when you learned it.
Try to sound like Sinatra.
I'm imitating Sinatra. I'm mimicking Sinatra. I'm mimicking Johnny Cash. I'm mimicking Elvis. I'm mimicking whoever is doing all this stuff. So, like, to put your own sound on it is different when you're working with a band, which is a lot of fun. It's a thing that I very much enjoy. Mm-hmm. But it's just like that's why I always say I'm a really good mimic.
No, yeah,
I'm a mimic with good singing chops. But it's just
I like that though because you're honest about it.
I'm not trying to be like I'm the best motherfucker that's ever fucking got behind a microphone. I'm the shit. Everybody else can suck my dick. Like this is awful. Like, you know what I mean?
No, and I appreciate that.
I'm not trying. I don't try to get a big head about it. Like it's just like, yes, I know I am a good and talented singer, but I'm not. If I'm doing a song as somebody else did it, I would like to do it justice for the things that people enjoy about it. That's kind of where I come in. Yeah. That's how this song was made. That's how I would like to perform it, and I got good at doing it that way.
I've sit many nights hearing Zac when I first met him. He'll do a break like Frank Sinatra. Do a song and I'm like, that sounds just like fucking Frank. When he says like the mimic thing, like even if he's mimicking, like it sounds just like fucking Frank. And it was fucking like, I did it my way. It was giving fucking height. Like this is fucking good.
And now, no, we can't pay license. We can't pay licensing for this podcast.
No, we can get away with Marty 10, 15 seconds of singing.
Give me a hand count. and so I face the final curtain. It's like, but you do that, but you find with songs like that, which is always the fun puzzle to figure out, is like, this is a song that I like. This is a song that I think that I could do well. You find the notes first. You find the melody. You work your way through it. You find your timing all the way through that, and then you figure out where the voice is at. The inflection, the bends that you're doing on any kind of lyric is just like how you work your way through. And it's like, I have like mental notes in my head of like how you enunciate doing those songs. So it's like, Sinatra's always real like it's coming from like the diaphragm and a little lower. It's like very chesty, like it's very talky, like sing-songy music. It was like it's all like that pushy kind of talk music. Johnny Cash is like, you got like a weird, like you gotta do this weird shit with your mouth. I was like, you gotta draw out your like a vowel to like the corner of your cheek. And it's like, it just sounds weird, but that's just it's weird little mental tics for me. It's like how I deal with it.
I left myself today.
I hurt myself today. Oh, I did that one time. I had people at oh my God, it was like after hours at like Waterway one time, and I'm just like, you just sing real sad about anything. Just like the tune of like Johnny Cash doing Hurt. But Johnny Cash doing Hurt at that same time was like, it was not as dynamic. Yeah. His voice was not as dynamic as that, but he was also like fucking in his 80s.
Yeah, before he croaked.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, my wife's calling. I might as well make some music before I die.
Coolest thing, I know you have a music background in general. The fact that Rick Rubin produced some of his late albums for him. Some of his best fucking music came out right before he passed away.
Yeah.
Or he got out of cash.
When a Man Comes Around. Hurt is just a banger. And so many people do that. But that's one of those things. Oh my God. If we can go into things that I hate.
Let's go.
The shit that gets done like for karaoke is like, you find those songs, and like Linda has given me so much shit.
Shout out to Linda.
Shout out to Linda. Love you, baby. But one of those things is like, there's so many of those songs that are just so overdone. And I mean, I know I overdo my songs, but because that's what I know what I do well. But so many of those people feel the same way about these songs.
When they go do karaoke, whatever, yeah.
But bro,
tell it. What's overdone?
Picture by Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow can go fuck itself. Fuck that song and fuck you if you like to sing it.
All right, that's
a little harsh. That's a little harsh.
That's a clip right there.
Let me get that. Clip that out. Run that back. Let me get a little edit on here.
I took your picture away.
Fuck that song, dude. I hate that song so much. It's just so bad.
It's just corny.
It's so corny, and it's so dog shit. Like, and I feel bad for Sheryl Crow as a result of it.
I'm pretty sure I've done karaoke with you, that song.
Oh, I've done it. I've done it with people. Like, it was like, if it's a slow night, it was like,
I knew I was doing that.
I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna be real fucking upset about it.
We're going for the corny vibe.
Yeah, that Before He Cheats sucks.
Awful.
Every pissed off white girl in York County sings that song.
This is a very unpopular opinion. I'll say it out loud. I think people who predominantly like country music are lower intelligent. I'll say.
I mean.
Oh,
it's a bold statement.
Paul.
It's a bold statement. It's not my statement. I didn't say it. I'm just gonna agree with it.
But like, you really like.
I'm not gonna say it. It's not
my
mine.
Tractor's sexy.
Yeah, your tractor's not sexy, dude. Like,
Kenny Chase has been on record. He said he hates fucking performing that song.
Here's the thing. I have feelings about this because I do enjoy country music, but I enjoy what country music. I do too. I enjoy what country music used to be before it got commodified.
It's pop now, almost.
Pop country music can suck my whole ass and my asshole. Like, no. Like pop country music is just like my truck and beers and fucking.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen, the whole nine. I'm like,
I'm not into it. It's not for me. Like,
I like a song.
You give me Johnny Cash. You give me Willie Nelson. You give me fucking. It's
not country.
Merle Haggard. Like Merle Haggard. Like, you give me that out. You want to talk this outlaw country shit? oh, I'm outlaw country, but support your police. Like all that
But
shit.
even looking back, like people will talk about like different generations.
So disingenuous.
Country's like, oh, blues like outlaw doing X, Y, Z. He was like, oh, it was a black genre originally. Yeah. Great.
Like everything else is good.
But it's been completely bastardized at this point, in my opinion. Country music.
There are some people out there doing good work in that tier of music.
Who do you think that right now?
Oh God, what the fuck is his name?
Say it.
It's more of a parody. I cannot think of his name off the top of my head.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
You know
about.
who I'm talking about.
The guy who like
Sit on my face.
yeah,
Like,
he's a comedian, but he became
Yes.
a country artist. To
yes.
fuck with
But
the
that's
genre.
how easy. The best description that I can illustrate for country music. Bo Burnham has a great sketch, Pandering, Pandering, and that is just how every fucking pop country song exists at all right now.
To me, the last best country artist was Toby Keith.
I don't like Toby Keith.
You don't? Really? Why?
Not a fan.
No, let's talk about it.
I'm just not a fan. That's all there is to it.
It's fine. I like a couple of songs, but like to me,
But I'm like an old head in that regard. Like,
well, I
I'm,
like Cash.
I'm 34.
I like Waylon Jennings.
But yeah, Waylon Jennings, like I get down with
That's
that.
country.
I get down with that shit. Towns Van Zandt, you're fucking like fucking Woody Guthrie, that type of shit. When rednecks were working class people and not just like
Real music that they're
not-
like actually making.
and not military policeophiles. Like,
Exactly.
you know me, I like everything and I have a bunch of like opinions about various types of music, but it was like I'm in a weird place. Like, I'm 34. I'll be 35 in November.
Now, you're young, but you're old, so you get music.
I have an older brother. My older brother is like 52 this year, I think. My mom's about to be 70.
Really? That's
Like, so
Okay.
it's like when I think of like remember what Oldies 96.1 used to be?
yeah,
It was all fucking like Motown.
yeah.
It was all soul music. It
60s.
it was all that 50s, 60s shit. Like
High
that's what it was
tops.
at. Now you turn on 96.1, it's fucking Madonna and like 80s music. I'm like, fuck.
That's not oldies to me, but like
I wanna
now
die.
to people,
But
it's
but
oldies.
now it is. But now
Correct.
it is. That's where you see the Overton window shift.
Which is so weird in hindsight, dude. People don't talk about that though.
They don't, and I just want a place where I can listen to a lot of good Motown. Like, fuck.
Because the most
We need more of it. We need more. We need more Motown in modern society.
So, I told you off camera I was just on a cruise.
Yeah. Oh, how was that, by the way?
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
I went to a karaoke night there. I'll tell a fun story. You'll love it because you're gonna laugh your ass off.
I do miss it. I do miss it.
So, a bunch of older black guys. I'm like, they're singing the Temptations. They sang a Temptations song. I'm stereotyping, but I did. They did.
Go ahead.
I got sunshine. They killed it.
That's part of it. That's part of it. So if you want to talk about like what I'm doing on a day-to-day night back in day-to-day night.
It's fine.
Like when I'm doing the karaoke thing, that is that you got to play to your crowd.
Yeah.
So you got to try to feel where they're at. So you got to try
Exactly.
to you got to try to wow them a little bit. Give them a little razzle dazzle.
Even me,
here.
like when I would come up, like I would play something goofy with you
yeah,
or whoever's there. It was like
just to do something, just
Yeah.
to get it moving. It was like
Fucking
if I can
a
go
little
around and do shitty, at least it was like
all right, I'm doing R. Kelly tonight.
yeah. And you didn't even have to piss on anybody. That's
No,
great.
exactly. So, funny free story. On the Bermuda cruise, I signed up for Ignition. So I'm thinking it's a remix. Dude, they play the original song, the lyrics on the screen. I was freaking the fuck out because I've only heard the song 2 or 3 times prior.
No.
The minorities loved it though because I rapped every word. They're like, "You killed it." I'm like,
No.
No one else liked it, but you liked it.
If you like it, you gotta do it right.
And
just-
I
you
made
just gotta
sure
do it
like,
right.
I was like honest to it. I'm like, dun, 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 dun. It wasn't the initial remix, but like whatever the fucking original song was.
There's so many songs I learned against my will. In my karaoke times, there's so many songs I learned against my will. It's because people would sign up for these songs that are harder than you would think they are, like to sign up
And
for.
it gets psyched out.
And then it was like,
Well, no, I saw you do like.
they don't do nothing. And I was
That's
like,
why you were like,
we got dead air. I'm trying to fill
great
dead air.
Karaoke DJ, you were like fill in with them if they were fucking like missing shit.
I'll try to find it. Like, that's
You
how
would
it gets
literally be like
sometimes.
rapping
Oh my god, yeah.
if like they were fucking missing it. Because I remember like.
And some of those
Chicks
ones
would
are
come
like,
up, like they would be like excited, like singing a song, barely knew the words, like knew the song,
all right, yeah.
barely knew the words, and then you were like, fill it in like the chorus and whatnot. I'm like, all right, great karaoke DJ back in the day when you did that.
So many of those things are just like, you just gotta save people from themselves, because I was like, well, my
Exactly.
friends put me up to this, or I think I can do this, and I'm too drunk, and I'm just like, just freaking out like on the
As soon as they got on the mic, it was like it's like they got like
oh my fucking god, this is about to be awful.
oh god, I can't do this.
It just gets dicey.
And
It just
you
gets
al-
dicey
but
sometimes.
You
You're
would
like, oh
always
no.
fucking rescue them, dude. That's why you always were great in that way. You would rescue them.
No, I try to if I can. If I can, I will. If not, if you're just being a dickhead on the microphone, I'm just like, let him
This is
flail.
their-
Let him flail.
This is the remix to Ignition Arms.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the original Ignition. I've never heard it.
Oh, I told you, dude. I got blindsided. I only heard it like 2 or 3 times. I signed up. I thought the remix. I like, oh fuck, the original version. I rapped every word. Like I was looking at the screen. Like, thank God the screen was there. I rapped to the cadence and like people like liked it. The rest of the cruise, people came up to me like, "Oh yeah, you're the R. Kelly guy." I'm like, That's
You're
fine."
the R. Kelly guy, not the nomenclature I would want used.
No. They liked it though, because like I knew it was dicey.
You're the R. Kelly guy. Can you pee on me, please?
Oh, in general, though, too, you just can't play R. Kelly any nowadays, though.
No, he can get that play.
He's got great music, though. He's got great music, though.
He does have great music. I can't lie about that. Like, he does have great music.
Even if he pees on people.
No.
He's in jail, but like,
I mean, so did fucking.
Diddy now.
Well, no, not even Diddy. So did.
Well, Diddy, you really can't even do the fucking like. You really can't do like the Puff Daddy songs anymore at this point. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a video out somewhere. It's like, who else really enjoyed peeing on people? In music. Who the fuck was it? It's one of my favorite blues musicians.
Not Muddy Waters. It's not Buddy Guy. 'Cause I said
Not Muddy,
I
not-
said Buddy Waters.
Not
and I
Buddy,
corrected
not
myself.
Buddy, not BB. Not it's Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry peed on people.
I think I've heard some.
He peed on people.
Chuck Berry has a sex tape where he's like pissing all over some girl.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I've seen Chuck Berry live. It was great. It was a great time. Would recommend.
Is he still alive?
As far as I know.
Well, no, you're right though. Because shout out to the
There's you.
Wolf,
You get that piss out on you.
mentor of mine. I'm not gonna call him by his first name, but I call him the Wolf. That's his last name. Literally Wolf. The Wolf. He saw Chuck Berry live.
Liberty Wolf.
Saw him a couple months ago outside Philly. He said he fucking killed it.
Liberty Wolf just sounds like a fucking.
Well, I called him the
That
Wolf.
just sounds like a profile handle for like Truth Social.
I call him the Wolf. I'm not calling. He's the most generic name, the first name. I'm like, I'll fucking call him the podcast. Dude, looking back on it, like I know you're like working like a different career now.
Yeah.
What did you like most about that?
I really liked. One of the things that I really liked is about getting to know, honestly, the community of York. As a kid from the county, like getting involved in what's going on in the city is like I befriended everybody, fucking like weirdos, homeless people, gangbangers.
Pull up for karaoke, yeah.
Yeah,
They
pull up
would.
for karaoke, and it
They
was
would,
like, and,
which is
and,
crazy.
and it
I
was
saw
like,
it
it was a
firsthand.
weird thing. We never really had that many problems.
Nope, you never did.
Given the amount of shit that we had going, we had fucking racist rednecks, we had fucking gangbangers, we had fucking, like all of this shit that I was just saying was like
People who were like
somehow
never
made it
thought
work,
for
like-
karaoke, and that they would show up at certain nights.
there you go.
where I would go with
It's this is what we do on Tuesday.
Yeah.
This is what we do on Wednesday or Friday. Like whatever. It was like this is just a fun community event. And that was one of the things that I enjoyed about that. Did we get oversaturated? Maybe. Did it just run its general course? Probably. Like, it just eventually, so many places, what I would say, if there's any bartenders out here watching, or any bar owners out here watching this, is like, so many people look at karaoke and stuff. It's like, I'm gonna talk to you if you're a bar owner, like, thinking about what karaoke means to you. If you think it's just gonna be a Band-Aid night to fix a bad night for you, you're only gonna do bad. If you want this to be something that can support your business, you have to have the infrastructure within your business to support this. You have to be aware and cognizant of the fact that you're going to have people that are just like, "Hey, I want to do this thing, but I can't do it when I'm sober." And so there's going to be some people that get drunk, but you're living in a bar. You're at a bar. People at bars get fucking drunk. It happens. People get out of control. And if people get out of control, deal with it. But don't make it think like it's a thing that somebody's going to get murdered over. You know what I mean? Like, there's been so many conversations. It only takes one time. Somebody brings a gun in here and somebody dies, and then this whole bar's closed. Yeah. That's fine. That's been a thing that's been raised to me a bunch of times. You know how many times somebody's gotten shot at one of my shows? Zero. Like, so I understand the hesitance, and I understand the worry around that in terms of things that happen around York City, because those things do happen around York City. It's fucking horrible, and I hope it doesn't happen anymore. But you're not going to be any safer by trying to mitigate what kind of music you're playing, and you're only going to do yourself a disservice when you have a clientele that is there, and if I'm not allowed to play the music that they want me to play, then they'll just leave, and then you don't make that money that night, and then you don't fucking have any of the fucking. It was like, well, why aren't you guys doing better? I was like, because I'm not allowed to play this, I'm not allowed to play this. And I was like, that's a very specific thing, and I'm not trying to fucking harp on that anymore because I'm over it. But that was a thing that I've encountered at many places. Like, you can't play this, you can't play that, and then all the people that are here, that are spending money,
they want to hear
that are buying food, that are buying drinks.
They want to hear that.
They want to hear that. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't play that.
Yeah, but
and I've met that so many times.
They probably come to you like in a positive, like, hey, I want to sign up.
And yes, does it get ratchet and does it get out of fucking control sometimes? It absolutely does. It absolutely does. But the worst thing, like the fuel that you can throw on that fire is you're not allowed to. And then you get
that's when it
accusations of racism. You get accusations of all this other shit. And it was like, for whatever for whatever reason you have to believe that, you shouldn't do this, like, I'm not running your business for you. That's fine. I'm just telling you what your clients want. And if you don't want those clients there, that's fine. But you're making it hard for me to make you money.
You changed careers, switched it up completely. Mm-hmm. You left it. Told how Pete started the business. Mm-hmm. You're working with him. Yeah. How's business for you now?
Fine.
Yeah.
I have an office job now.
Which is fine. I want to highlight that.
Sure. I work in fire protection now. I do purchasing for a fire protection company.
I was just trying to talk about fire protection, but you brought it up.
Well, that's just what I do now. That's just what I do now is I do purchasing. We do a lot of projects. We do a lot of big projects, like a multi-million-dollar spend that I'm running for this whole company, and it's good, but it's stressful. It's stressful in its own way. Every job's gonna be stressful as fuck in its own way.
Exactly,
and that's just what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Looking back on it,
I don't want to tell all these stories and just hook them to the company that I work for now.
Are you happier now than you were then?
That's another great question.
Looking back on it, dude.
Looking back on it?
Because I met you one way, but I'm just asking you in general.
It's tears of happiness for this. Did I have more fun when I was working doing that shit?
Yeah.
Probably, to a degree. Mm-hmm. Did I have a good relationship with alcohol or the person I was dating at the time, or And I was doing a lot. I was burning the candle at three ends.
Well, I saw you even some nights you're like, you even told me like I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
You told
I mean,
me
that
straight up,
that was the thing.
as
It
a
was
friend.
like,
You told me like, dude, I'm burnt out.
I was like, I
I'm
gotta
done.
get out. I gotta get out.
You were killing it. You're like, no, but like I'm done. You're like,
I was killing myself. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like,
the only reason I ask that question is for anyone who watches out there. It's just like when you change, it's a good change.
what I would change is I would be more confident in my. I would be more confident in my dealing with management. I would be more confident in my dealing with other things personally. But I mean, like if we're talking professionally and how we're working things, like there was a certain point I was working 3 jobs. Like I was delivering nails during the day, like all of that shit.
Doing the karaoke.
I was doing the
which was
karaoke
almost
gigs
full-time itself.
till 2 or 3 in the morning, like, and then eventually when we expanded, it was like the nights that I wasn't working karaoke, I was driving Lyft and Uber, like just like trying to pay my bills, and then COVID happened, and that was kind of it was a blessing and a curse for me. COVID was, because it got me laid off, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm busting my ass for too little money. I'm busting my ass too much for too little money, and then I found some other shit, and that job sucked. I was like, jobs suck. Jobs suck, you guys. You guys know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't fucking know. But you got to do it. You just move. You got to progress forward. And that's all you can really do. That's the only option we really have.
Zach, I know Marty singled for last call a little bit ago. I think finally you want to
Fuck
say,
you,
dude,
Marty. You want a shot?
Marty, you
No.
want to take a shot?
I'm fourth wall in this shit. I'm getting Marty a shot.
Perfect. We're doing it on camera right now.
Come on. Come on.
Marty, take a shot.
This is another thing that I'm going to talk off camera about this.
Oh, no, it's on camera right now. We're good.
Okay, great. Cool.
Already stuff it up.
Alright. So, one of the fun things you will find as a karaoke DJ is that liquor works like currency.
Correct. Breaking the fourth wall right now. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm a big Deadpool fan, so here's what you get.
Are you excited for the new movie?
I am. I haven't seen it
That
yet.
is a lot.
They get my
Oh my goodness gracious.
give it from. Do it. Do it. Do it. Pound it.
Pound it.
Do it.
I love it.
Okay.
Here, I'll turn around. Forget you on that one.
Wait, hold on. I'll just step in frame, I guess.
No, I'm just
Oh, you're just gonna spin it around. Okay.
I'm gonna get you.
Okay. Jesus.
Marty's taking a shot for those listening.
Yeah, Marty.
I don't know if I'm gonna do all of this, but holy fuck.
I'll split it with you.
We have one.
Okay.
One of the first guests
I'll do a
making
little
Marty
bit.
like take a shot on camera.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh,
Fucking. Dude, final thoughts. We gotta say to people, and just in terms of your journey, like you did the entrepreneurial thing with Pete. You're working right now. We're just talking the shit about like the karaoke bar scene in general, but like if you have any final thoughts, what would you tell people out there?
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
That's it, brother. Schiffbauer Over Rocks. Zach, the former Karaoke Kid. We're here.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.